One earthquake near Cuba felt in Florida.
In this case, 6 miles below the seabed.
As another crumbles buildings half a world away. Shark strike.
The victim was properly and expeditiously brought to HCA Gulf Coast Hospital.
At a beach off the Florida coast. And early excitement for FIU football. These stories and more coming up on Newsbreak.
Good morning, South Florida. I'm Paula Sirignano.
And I'm Julian Lescano. Today is Tuesday, June 9th, 2026.
Live from the Lee Caplin School of Journalism and Media in North Miami, this is Caplin News.
Two hemispheres, two different earthquakes, including one that rocked a school on the other side of the globe. We begin closer to home this morning after an earthquake off the coast of Cuba was felt right here in Florida.
A 6.1 magnitude earthquake struck near western Cuba yesterday afternoon, sending tremors across parts of South Florida. In Miami-Dade County, officials briefly halted Metro Rail service, with several county facilities closing while dispatch fire crews investigate reports of seismic activity.
This was not of sufficient magnitude and not shallow enough depth to generate a tsunami. You'd actually want a quake that would be a little bit stronger than this, and you actually want one that would be more shallower or closer to the seabed, as opposed to, in this case, 6 miles below the seabed.
The National Weather Service says there is no tsunami threat for either Cuba or Florida. Cuban media reports the earthquake was felt across the provinces of Pinar del Rio and Havana. At least 35 people are reported dead after a 7.8 magnitude earthquake struck the southern part of the Philippines. The early morning quake yesterday struck just as the new school year was beginning. Philippine President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. has deployed government agencies to act immediately to help evacuate residents and begin working rescue. 37 have been confirmed dead.
A Navy-based employee here in Florida is fighting for his life after a shark attacked him. It was Monday morning off the coast of Panama City Beach. The victim was in serious condition following the attack near a military installation.
Have the safety of all our personnel paramount in all of the operations that we do on board the base.
Shark attacks along Florida's Gulf Coast, while rare, have been reported in recent years. Officials are urging swimmers in the area to exercise caution until more is known about yesterday's attack.
And prices for airlines are sky high this summer, so instead of an international trip, many families instead are staying in the country. CNN's Jen Sullivan reports.
Soaring airfare costs are shaking up summer travel. Prices for domestic and international trips are way up.
People are not giving up their summer vacations, but they are choosing places a little closer to home.
Melanie Fish is a travel expert at Expedia. Their data shows 63% of U.S. travelers are planning a domestic trip this summer. She says part of the push to stay closer to home is hype around the FIFA World Cup games and the America 250 celebrations.
We're seeing is really the perfect summer for domestic travel demand.
Fish says one of the other reasons people are staying closer to home, the high cost to fly internationally. Since the war with Iran began, maritime traffic through the Strait of Hormuz has essentially halted, cutting off 20% of the world's oil supply from global markets. The disruption in oil supply has caused jet fuel prices to surge. Travel site Kayak compared last year's airfare prices for economy round-trip tickets to some popular destinations this year and found airfare to London is up more than 45%. Last year, average ticket prices were $786, and this year tickets to London are more than $1,100. Flights to Paris are up more than 30% from last year. Some airlines have announced they're cutting routes this summer to save on jet fuel costs.
Fewer routes means fewer options, means higher prices, and it's just kind of a vicious circle.
Prices for domestic travel are also up, according to Kayak data. Average airfare is $388 compared to $307 last year. If you're looking to get away and save, flights to Key West, Florida, the Bahamas, and Mexico City are down, according to Kayak. But keep in mind, we are in hurricane season. For Consumer Watch, I'm Jen Sullivan.
A family in San Pedro woke to a shocking sight as they found a car smashed through their wall.
WFTS Larissa Scott has more on yesterday's crash.
On 14th Avenue South, you can see straight into the living room. I spoke with the homeowners who tell me they're in shock and hope police find the person who crashed into their house.
Very scary.
Very scary.
very, very scary.
Sandra Henderson and her husband woke up afraid Monday morning.
We was in the bed asleep.
When around 2:30, they heard a loud boom.
And my husband, he got up to go see what was going on, and he was like, you need to get up. It's a car in the living room, and the house is on fire.
Sandra said they couldn't believe what they were seeing.
When I looked, I just panicked. I just couldn't get myself together.
She was in shock to see a car had crashed into their home.
I was stunned. I couldn't hardly breathe. I'm like, wow, really?
Her husband rushed them out the house and they had to escape out the back door.
We had to kick the fence down to get it from out the backyard and everything.
Sandra shared these incredible images with me of a car on its side, landing inside her home and on top of her car.
My car is totaled because the car was on top of my car, so it's total. I can't drive that.
She tells me the driver was nowhere to be found and ran away when she and her husband got outside.
I'm upset, devastated, disappointed. How can you do something like this and take off and leave?
Sandra says her husband has lived in this home for 30 years. Now they're left trying to figure out how to move forward.
This is all we have. Yep.
Larissa Scott, Tampa Bay 28.
A high school gym is feeling patriotic this morning after 43,000 pencils were arranged into the shape of the American flag. Ken Clark, who lives near Fargo, North Dakota, is the caretaker of the pencil collection that started over 100 years ago. 4 days of work shaping the pencils into 780 panels that ended up totaling 1,400 square feet of patriotism to help celebrate America's 250th anniversary.
And Trump was at the Madison Square Garden to attend the NBA Finals, but tightened security left fans frustrated amid the excitement. Last night's watch party outside the Garden was scrubbed after a number of arrests during a viewing party on Friday. Knicks fans had been hoping for a win to set them up for a clean sweep in New York in tomorrow's Game 4. But as CNN's Reed Bignon reports, it wasn't meant to be.
Spurs fans in San Antonio erupting in applause after their team took Game 3 of the NBA Finals, beating the New York Knicks in the Big Apple 115-111. It was a tight game in New York Monday, surrounded on all sides by tight security before and after tip-off, due in large part to the attendance of the New Yorker-in-chief, President Donald Trump. Marine One landing along the East River ahead of the game, the presidential motorcade making its way to MSG ahead of tip-off. It was the Knicks' first home game of the NBA Finals, a momentous homecoming as the Finals returned to Madison Square Garden for the first time since 1999. But tightened security measures left some fans frustrated amid the excitement. A Monday watch party planned for outside the Garden got scrubbed following arrests at a viewing party Friday.
Yeah, it's definitely caused a lot of disruption.
I understand they taking heavy precautions because he's the president, but I feel like as us Knicks fans, we need to enjoy this moment.
At the start of the game, President Trump took his place at a box inside the arena, but when Trump appeared on the Jumbotron during the national anthem, loud boos could be heard throughout the Garden. The Knicks and Spurs face off in New York again Wednesday for Game 4 of the Finals. I'm Reed Bignon reporting.
In a couple minutes, we'll have more on what happened on the court between the Spurs and the Knicks.
That's still ahead, and so is the story.
The season will begin on Saturday, September 5th against the South Florida Bulls.
Panther football season is still a whole summer away, but we'll have an early look at the schedule coming up. Newsbreak will be back in 2 minutes.
The black truck? Hey, Christina from accounting.
Yeah, hi.
Hey, I used to date a girl named Christina.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then she dumped me for my best friend. You want to see some photos of them that I took?
I don't.
I thought we talked about this, buddy.
Buzzed and overshared again?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna call a car.
That's a smart idea.
So yeah, I know, that's why I did it.
Hey, you're gonna get back to the top of the mountain.
Does that mean I'm gonna get back with Christina?
No.
Oh.
No.
lot of ways to reach out to a friend about their mental health. Learn how you can help at seizetheawkward.org.
Bill is a family man. He invests his money wisely and provides a good life for his children. Just one problem. He often opens emails from senders he doesn't know, and his computer is not password protected. One day, Bill checked his bank account and 94% of malware attacks originate from emails. Don't be like Bill. Take your cybersecurity seriously.
A pigskin preview as the FIU season goes public. The start to the season is good if you like games that are close to home.
And as Caplin's Kevin Barral reports, there's a lot of Florida in the early fall.
As we reach a standstill in what has been a busy offseason for head coach Willie Simmons and the FIU football program, we now have the full 2026 schedule filled with plenty of excitement. For starters, the first 5 games of the season will all be in the state of Florida. The season will begin on Saturday, September 5th against the South Florida Bulls at 7 p.m. on ESPN+. The last time these two teams met was in 2008 when Mario Cristobal was the FIU head coach. The Bulls did come out on top by a final score of 17-9, FIU's 0-2 all-time against USF. After a meeting with the Buffalo Bulls for the home opener at Pitbull Stadium on September 12th, the Panthers take the road up north I-95 to Boca Raton to defend the Shula Bowl trophy, but in search of their first win on the road against Florida Atlantic since 2012. 2 more home games later against Long Island University in the Conference USA home opener against New Mexico State. FIU will take the road to Jacksonville State. The matchup against the Aggies will be the first of 4 nationally televised games beginning what is called Weekday CUSA. The game against New Mexico State will be on ESPN2. The game at Jacksonville State will be on ESPNU. The Halloween matchup at Liberty will be on CBS Sports Network, and the home game against Missouri State will be on CBS Sports Network. The final 4 games of the season are all listed as ESPN Network, meaning that there has not been a TV designation for those games. That will depend on the course of the season for the Panthers, but most likely they will all be on ESPN+. Overall, it will be 5 straight games in Florida, 6 road and 6 home games, and the only team that the Panthers will not face in 2026 in terms of conference play is Western Kentucky, who FIU defeated in Bowling Green last season. For Caplin News, I'm Kevin Burrell.
And it was an electrifying finish in Madison Square Garden last night after San Antonio Spurs steal Game 3 to keep the series alive. The young Spurs and Wembanyama absolutely locked in. They were able to hold off the Knicks long enough in a back-and-forth exchange, making it a nail-biter for fans everywhere. The final score was Spurs 115, Knicks 11. The Knicks lead the series 2-1 and will host tomorrow's Game 4. You're watching Newsbreak, and we're coming right back.
See us dream. See us remember. See us protest.
You matter. Your feelings matter. Your identity matters. Everything about who you are matters.
See us fight back. See us rebuild. See us shatter stereotypes. See us inspire. See us united. See us now.
There are 16 million children struggling with hunger in America. That's 1 in 5 daughters, sons, neighbors, and classmates who don't know where their next meal is coming from. Yet billions of pounds of good food go to waste every year. It's time we do something about it. Feeding America is a nationwide network of food banks that helps provide meals to millions of kids and families in need. Visit feedingamerica.org to help them feed even more. Together, we can solve hunger. Together, we're feeding America.
all the time we have for Newsbreak. I'm Paula Sirignano.
And I'm Julian Lascano. Thank you so much for watching. Get more news anytime at caplinews.fiu.edu.